Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is a door. It's not just any door, it's a waterproof door, and it's going to go in this hole that's too big because I measured it wrong. This hole is going to get covered up with this, and we're going to have a nice waterproof pull out door thing, whatever. I'm going to open this and figure out how it works. You watch the 5-second intro and you might as well press subscribe whilst you're there. See you in a minute. Right, we're a bit tight in here. It's a bit limited on space, so you're going to have to bear with me. Right, I've cracked this open. So you can get these cut down to your specific size, cost a little bit more. They're not cheap, these things, I won't deny it, they're friggin' expensive. However, I can't find anything better and more suitable. Everyone raves about them, and so I think sometimes you've just got to fork out a few quid for what is the best of the best. So they can cut this down to your specific size. I didn't do that because it was cheaper. So this is a 1 meter across by a 1.7 meter high. Obviously the door, which I've cut a bit too big, isn't a meter, it's about half a meter. So the cross members, where is it, that come with it are too long. So this is the sideways of the frame, if you will, the width of the frame. So we need to cut this down and then put it back together. I haven't figured out how to do that yet, but there is a tutorial from RolDour on YouTube, which I'm going to watch. But what I'm going to do first is just build it as it is. Just put it up, it'll only take a couple of minutes just to show you, and then I can sort of figure out how to take it apart again, chop the ends off, and it should be easy. So I think you can see pretty much alright. What you get in the pack is the cartridge in a frame. So that bit there is the end of the frame. That'll go on one side of your door. The cartridge itself that the fabric pulls out of goes on the opposite side of the door. The cross members, these, join these two together, and then when you pull the door out there is a magnetic bit on the end, and when it reaches the outside frame it should snap there and clip together, and then obviously that will be fixed in place on the door, and that just rolls back in, and that's it. So let me build that so I know what it looks like and what I'm doing, and then we'll take it apart again and I'll chop it down, and we'll get it installed. Why have I chose to put this together inside the van where there is absolutely no space whatsoever? Why am I like this? Why am I like this? I can't even pick this up now, can I? Oh my god, I am such an idiot. Right. Why did I do this in the van? Look, the frame just literally just slots together. It's dead easy. Goes in either end, and then this will open up. I know you can't see what's going on, but I can't be arsed moving the camera. That will go up and lock like so. And that is your door, and then open it and it rolls back in. Dead simple. There is like a brush on the inside of the cartridge which sort of cleans the door as you open it and close it, which is really handy. So what I've got to do now is just measure the gap side to side, cut these side beams down, and then refit it, and it should go in, hopefully. So this is going to get fitted on the inside of the frame, just screwed in. My only concern is how much space I've got on that side, because I measured this door wrong, if you remember from the beginning, and I made the gap way too big. So There's nothing I can do about that now other than hope that this bit of frame doesn't stick out too much. But if it does, do you know what? That's the way the cookie crumbles. Right, I need to take off 18.6 centimeters off of these side beams so that it's the right size or thereabouts for the door. The instructions, the video instructions, tell me to dismantle the whole thing, take out all the string and everything. I'm going to choose to ignore it and I'm just going to take off the side bits, lay it down on the side there and cut, and hope for the best. So could be a mistake. What I'm going to do is just take these off, put a bit of masking tape on, draw the line exactly where I want it, and then I've got the cut line. What I need to make sure is that I take, so this is the frame side, the other end that's on the floor is where the cartridge is. I need to cut off of this side and not the cartridge end apparently, and I think it's because, how do I get this out again? So yeah, that is the edge of the frame, not the cartridge end, and on the cartridge end this little bit there is on an angle, and apparently that needs to be that way and it needs to be at the cartridge end. So I'm going to take off, what did I say, 18.6 centimeters from this end and then slot this back together and we should be good to go. I'll probably just need to readjust the tension line and I think that's it. So yeah. Right, I've cut those end or side beams down to the right size, well I hope they're the right size. Just to make my life easier for fitting, I'm going to take the cartridge out of the frame. So there are two little clips, if you can see there's a clip here, pops upwards, which holds the cartridge, the screen to the magnetic clip point. So let me do the other end. So there's one of those clips at either end that detaches the magnetic thing. I'll push that to one side, and then the cartridge itself should lift upwards. And then you look, if we can just push up away from the frame like so, and that will pop out nice and easily. Right, we can put that to one side for the time being, and then I'll put this frame together exactly the way I was going to anyway, and then see what it looks like in the shower. Just realised I'm going to have to assemble it in the shower because I can't tilt it and get it in. So I'm starting to wish I'd waited for Sam to get back from work before I started doing this because I'm on my own and it's faffy. So yeah, might as well video it so you see the shit side of things and the awkward side of things in a van build. Right. You come over here. That's where the cartridge is going to go. That's the other side. It's a fucking nightmare. Wait. You come in there like that. We'll do the top first, I think. Oh my god. I'm starting to understand why they said to detach the string line. I should have listened. Right, stay there. No. Which end is this? Right, that's the cartridge end. So that goes You go in there. Please don't tell me that's too wide because I can't be arsed cutting it off. Oh, it's perfect. It's bloody perfect. Give myself a pat on the back. Right, let's get the bottom bit in. Right, with any luck, it is the perfect size. And get it up on the ledge. Perfecto. If you remember, I cut the gap too big, and my worry was we were going to see the edge of the door of this RolDour that we're using, which is exactly what has happened. We're seeing the edge. Not perfect, but in all honesty, I'm not bothered. I'm really not that bothered. It doesn't look horrendous. No one's going to point it out, and I really don't care if they do. So the door will slide and it'll fix to there. It's not the end of the world. Worst things can happen. So that's a good fit. If I can show you, I don't know if you'll see it or not. So my only other issue is that the rubber, what do you call these things? The rubber edging. I'll show you from the other side because it's better lighting. The rubber edging that goes all the way across is touching the frame, which creates a little bit of a gap. That just won't be an issue. There's not going to be a load of water coming up and over. So again, not arsed. Right, I have to figure out how to fit this and where to screw and where to glue. So give me a minute and I'll talk you through that. Right, I've been on the RolDour website. It doesn't say anything about drainage inside the frame. However, let me get that little offcut. That's the bit that I've cut off. Right, so that's going along the bottom down there. There's no drainage holes, so I can't understand in my head how water's going to go in. Where's it going to come out? Like, is this just going to fill up? And then what? So what I decided to do is I'm going to drill a few drainage holes straight through the centre out of the bottom for the water to escape. What the website does say though is that ideally it's better to have the frame elevated 5mm off of the base of the shower. So what I've done is I've stuck a piece, because I ain't got a 5mm board, I've stuck a piece of 6mm board under it to level it out, and then which has actually worked out well because it's got us above that lip on the top there, so that's nice. And then instead of screwing it in, I'm going to try and just use bonding and see how we get on from that. So I'm going to bond. If I move this back a little bit, you can't see anything. So I'm going to bond along here on the inside of the frame that's going to attach to the wall, and I'm going to do the whole thing all the way around and literally just push it in. And yeah, I don't see any reason why that won't work. I think that should be strong enough, and it saves me screwing in and potentially making the shower less waterproof, which I don't really want. So I'm going to get those holes drilled and then get a line of bonding everywhere, try not to make a mess, squeeze it all in, let it set, and then we'll put the cartridge back in and it probably won't line up. Before I bond it in place, I'm going to put the cartridge back in, make sure it's working perfectly. That clips in, and hopefully hey, bloody hell, pitch black in there. Right, so see this little bit of dangly. All that is a tension line, which there is a screw inside. I'll get a screwdriver and and it's attached. Hang on. So this shouldn't be here like this. There is a small screw inside on a slider. Loosen the screw, move the slider. This will get taut again, and that's that. And then I'm going to take the cartridge back out so it's not in the way, bond it in, and we're good. Okay, the good and the bad. The good thing is it's solid, it closes, it looks great, it's easy to use, and when I close the door there is no light escaping, so I know that it's watertight. Like, it's pitch black in there. So the bad, on this side, for some reason, I think it's just because probably before I bonded it in, it wasn't completely pressed in. So as it gets to this side, it touches on the rubber seal. This at the top here is scraping along the inside of the rubber seal. It's not doing any damage anywhere to the. When I say rubber seal, I mean the edging around the outside of the door frame. It's not doing any damage to anything. It's just you can hear it, and it's the tiniest bit stiff, but it's only on that side. So as soon as you get halfway, it smooths out. Can you see? And then that side, it's touching that black rubber. So I'm going to take that as a win. I know exactly why that is. It's because we couldn't get it past this black rubber all the way. So really, that cartridge is like a millimetre too close to the wall, if that makes any sense. But I've got a waterproof door that looks great and does the job. So I'm going to put those little clips back on this. That'll secure that. We're done, guys. We're done. Quick video today. Waterproof door, finished. Thank you very much for watching. If you have made it this far, please press the subscribe button. I'd be very grateful. Floor is the next video. Look forward to that.